Hello again! It's me, Hannah, and for this week's video assignment, we're going to be talking about antibiotic resistance. Antibiotic resistance occurs when microbes, mostly bacteria and fungi, evolve mechanisms to protect themselves from the effects of antibiotics that they were formerly vulnerable to. This phenomenon is one of the major global concerns that we and the medical community face since its presence has been accelerated. This quick tendency of microbes to adapt to antibiotic strains impacts our ability to prevent and treat many diseases and actually illustrates the tenets of microevolution very well. When antibiotics are used to kill microorganisms, especially since such large numbers of microorganisms are being administered the antibiotic, invariably a few of those organisms will survive due to favorable inherent genetic variability, making them more resistant to the antibiotic. Thus, those organisms are selected by the environmental pressure applied to the population of the antibiotic. If those organisms survive, this adaptation will make them more successful, and these traits will be passed on from subsequent organisms that result from binary fission, for example. This linear transfer to following generations is called vertical transfer. That favorable mutation could have resulted in a variety of genetic errors in the microorganism's genome, like addition, deletion, or point mutations. The transfer of genetic material from one organism to another that is not one of its offspring is described as horizontal transfer. As I mentioned earlier, if a gene or a group of genes that makes an organism resistant to a disease are transferred, the resistance is conferred to the recipient organism after that genetic segment is incorporated into its own genome. An example of this would be natural transformation, where microbes, particularly bacteria, absorb or uptake naked DNA from the environment. Not only does the overuse of antibiotics in humans promote resistant species, the use of antibiotics in farm animals accelerates the propagation of resistant strains in animals in the same process it does in humans. Since many microbes that infect livestock and wild animals can also affect humans, this overuse of antibiotics in animals compounds the development of resistant strains. So, to discuss what kinds of practices should be promoted in the animal husbandry and farming industry, practicing caution with administering antibiotics is really the best bet for our safety. So, much like in humans, the judicious use of antibiotics for disease just makes sense. It not only helps that one animal that is sick, but it also helps prevent the spread of the organism throughout the herd. However, the prophylactic administration of antibiotics for improved health or increased growth rate should be minimized or eliminated if you consider the ramifications of drug-resistant microbes for future livestock herds and the transference of these resistant strains from the human population. So that wraps up my answer for the video 3 assignment. Thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.